To have happiness, it requires deep introspection, painful introspection. It requires a strong willpower to change, seeing yourself for who you truly are. It requires commitment. Most of all, it requires work. Happiness is not inherent. Happiness is something we have to, as valuable, imperfect human beings, seek and sustain. The topic for today is about the secret to happiness. What makes you happy? How do you sustain that happiness? Happiness does not come naturally. Happiness is something that you have to sustain. So the subject for this segment is what inspires me. To be the artist that I am, what inspires me? Take my art shows, for example. I will have an art show. My art show is successful. I'll be high for 2 days. And then after that, I will be down. There will be a slight crash. Before, I wouldn't understand why. But now I know that happiness is something that is not natural. It is something you have to work towards. So maybe I can look back to the times when I was learning how to paint. And at the time, I thought that I needed inspiration to paint. Like most artists say, they need that inspiration, otherwise they can't paint. And true, at that time, I needed the inspiration. I couldn't pick up a brush if I wasn't inspired. And if I had pain brewing in my heart, which by the way, artists say that they are inspired by pain. Well, in my case, when I was in pain, I was actually frozen and I cannot paint until I'm able to emotionally and intellectually process that pain. Then I could paint. The reason why I was very high was because I was running on adrenaline while preparing for this show, while the show happened. Well, adrenaline is a natural drug of your body. Naturally makes you high. The show's over, the adrenaline drops, you're down. You just have to paint. You have to paint. You have to do 100 paintings. She used to say that to me before you know you're a painter. And I thought, oh my God, at that time, when will I ever finish 100 paintings? And I did more than 100 paintings through time. Some of them were just studies, some of them were finished products, some of them were 7 feet by 3 feet, 8 inches by 8 inches, but the fact is that I painted. Draw inspiration from this orchid, from that lemon, from the plants. So I have flowers around my house. I have paintings strategically placed that the one that inspires me most is the one that I see first in the morning. I have lemons. I did not plant that lemon. That lemon came with a house. But it is up to me to see in the morning when I'm sitting here or in my dining room and I want to be happy. I looked out my backyard and I see the lemon that is yellow. Yellow makes you happy. Because of that, I realized that I no longer really need that inspiration. And I think the reason why I feel that way now is because through time, as I journeyed, as I conquered my demons, as I worked through my dark moments, life in itself became to me an inspiration. So how do you keep yourself being happy? It is not natural to be happy every day. I don't think anyone is happy every day. But I have discovered or have realized that you have to work towards your happiness. For example, in the morning when I'm having my coffee, I will choose the mug that I will use. Today, I chose a mug from Barcelona. This is from the art of Gaudi, iconic Gaudi, from his stained glass. And I wanted to be reminded, so that's what I chose. And I actually use this coffee thing as a ritual, part of my happiness. I do not have to consciously tell myself, inspire me. I am just naturally inspired by everything around me. This still life in the back, I see the world as a still life. I can paint that. That in itself is beauty. That in itself is inspiration. Another secret to happiness is, and it's a little bit a challenge to achieve, is to know your purpose in life. Now that one takes a little bit time. It took a while for me to know my purpose in life, and I know my purpose in life now. My purpose in life is to share the talents that God gave me. I'm an artist, I'm a painter. Share the beauty of my paintings, the vibrance of my paintings. That is my purpose. So if you have followed me through time, through social media, through my videos, you hear me talking about live the life that you want to live. So how do we create that life that we want to live? I honestly believe that living the life you want to live is a discipline. It is a learned discipline. It is not something that just happens spontaneously. If you are someone with a dark past, if you are someone with demons, it's even more difficult to bring yourself from that place to a place of light. If you are someone who always lives in a place of light, I think it would be a challenge to also see the difference between light and day, between darkness and light, and therefore have that gratitude to see what you have now and create that life that you want to have. So that is the secret to happiness. Look around you. Smell the breeze. Smell the roses. I wake up in the morning, I cut the roses. Wake up in the morning, I look at my front yard, my backyard, and I'm happy already. So with inspiration, once it becomes a discipline, believe it or not, it has to be a discipline, then you will be on the path to happiness. So work towards your happiness. That is the secret. Toasting to happiness.